The Galactic Council Hall was bright, grand, and filled with powerful voices. Representatives from hundreds of alien empires sat in their floating chairs. Each one wore elegant clothes, shining metals, and glowing crystals. Some had 3 eyes, others had wings, and a few didn't even have faces-only light. It was the center of all power in the galaxy. But today, they were not discussing war, peace, or trade. Today, they were laughing Earth, a tall blue-skinned creature said, shaking his head. They still burn chemical fuel to travel in space. Another alien, a lizard with gold armor, laughed harder. They can't even leave their own solar system without breaking their ships. They want a seat in this council, said a voice from the shadows. That's like giving a laser gun to a monkey. Everyone burst out laughing again. It was cruel, but no one cared. Earth was the joke of the galaxy at the back of the hall. The human ambassador stood still. His name was Captain Elias Ward, but no one called him that. Here, they called him the Earthman. He wore a simple black uniform. No armor, no glowing tech, just cloth. He didn't speak. He didn't smile. He watched. 50 years too late, most alien races believed Earth was weak. Their ships were old, their weapons slow, and their tech ancient. When humans first joined the galactic network, they were far behind. They asked for help, for peace, for trade, and they were rejected. But what the Council didn't know was this. Earth stopped asking long ago. 50 years ago. After being mocked and ignored, Earth went silent. No more tech requests, no more council messages. They vanished into their own space. Some thought Earth gave up, others believed they were hiding, but no one imagined the truth. Deep beneath the icen, the freezing lands of Antarctica, under miles of ice, a massive black door stood. No one on Earth talked about it. No pictures, no leaks. Only a few humans even knew it existed. Behind that door, deep underground, was Project Silent Star. This wasn't a lab, it was a birthplace here. Earth was building something the galaxy had never seen. Not stolen tech, not copied machines, something new. Something born from pain, rejection, and rage. Scientists, engineers, AIs, and even ex-soldiers worked in silence. Their orders were clear. Do not build what already exists. Build what the galaxy cannot imagine. And they did. Back in the council, I heard their best warship is smaller than my shuttle, said a purple creature with floating eyes. If we ever fight them, it'll be over in 5 minutes. Why fight? Said another. Their own gravity will crush them. More laughter. Captain Elias Ward finally stepped forward. The room fell quiet. He looked calm. To calm, he spoke slowly, with perfect control. Earth came here to offer peace, he said. But you only gave us shame. One of the aliens stood. Is that a threat, human? Ward shook his head. No, threats are for equals. Gasps filled the room. Some laughed again. Others frowned. Ward continued. You think you know Earth. But you only saw what we allowed. You watched our old ships, our weak tech. You believed that was our limit. He paused. That was your mistake. The silent exit without waiting for permission. Ward turned and left. His small Earthship was waiting outside. It looked like a transport shuttle. Old design, no weapons. The council didn't care. One alien even joked, let the humans play war. We'll watch from our thrones. But far above the planet, hidden behind Earth's moon, something else was. Waking up, a shape, a shadow, a ship, black, smooth, and larger than anything Earth had ever shown before. It had no lights, no markings, no windows, just one pulse. Every 10 seconds, thumb, thumb, thumb. The galaxy had never seen it, because it was not meant to be seen. Not yet. Inside, the black ship commander, Raina Cole, stood on the main deck. Her good let them. Behind her, the control panels lit up with symbols not even modern AI could understand. Not human, not alien. A new code. This ship was not made to fly. It was made to show the galaxy what Earth had become. Raina gave one command. Test the edge drive, just enough to scare their sensors. A pulse hit the fabric of space. Not a weapon, just a whisper. Light years away, in a research center. Alarms went off. The beginning of fear back in the Galactic Council, a scientist ran into the chamber. Something just bent space near the Zeta line. He yelled, "What?" shouted one of the lords, who fired a weapon. "No weapons, sir," the scientist replied. "We don't know what it was, but it came from human space." Everyone turned silent. "Are we?" "Sure. Yes. And sir, the energy reading is impossible." The laughter was gone for the first time in years. The council stopped mocking Earth. They started watching it, but it was already too late. Earth had stopped watching them long ago. Now, Earth was building, growing, preparing, and soon. These ships were scouts from the Threx Dominion, one of the most advanced empires in the galaxy. They had simple orders: watch Earth, report movement, record anything strange. For months, there was nothing. Until now, the first pulsate began without sound. One ship, Delancia 10, felt a sudden vibration through its hull. The captain, a creature made of crystal and smoke, rushed to the command center. "Report," he shouted. "Unknown wave, Captain," said the pilot. "It just passed through us. Was it a weapon? No damage. But all our systems are frozen. Nothing works. Not engines, not sensors." The other two ships tried to contact Talon 17. There was no answer, just static. A ghost in the dark when the system rebooted 2 minutes later. Talon 17 sent one image to the others. "No," someone whispered. "It's human." Silence followed. That couldn't be true. Humans didn't have stealth ships. Humans didn't have energy fields that could shut down star cruisers. Humans didn't even patrol the Zeta line. But the image was clear. This ship didn't just exist, it shouldn't exist. Council in panic within hours. The Threx Dominion sent a message to the Galactic Council. Emergency Class 9, tech detected near human space. All cameras, scanners, and AI systems in a 3-light-year radius had gone blind for 43 seconds. When they came back online, they picked up only one strange signal, a pulse of sound, repeating every 10 seconds. Thumb, thumb, thumb. The council called a secret meeting. The same leaders who laughed at Earth now looked nervous. "We lost contact with an entire scout ship. That is no trick." Searching for answers, experts from 12 alien races were sent to investigate. They searched old Earth files, black market records, and ancient ruins. They found nothing. "This tech does not match anything in our database," said a researcher. "Then where did it come from?" someone asked. Another voice answered, cold and calm. "It came from Earth." "But how?" "Earth doesn't have this level of science." A quiet whisper followed. "Maybe they do now." Inside Earth's shadow while the galaxies searched for answers. Earth remained silent, but inside Project Silent Star, the humans watched everything. Commander Reyna Cole sat with her officers in the dark command room of the black shippy HS Umbra. "Good," she said. "We'll give them one more whisper." The second signal 3 days later, another pulse echoed through space. But this one was stronger, directed at the Council's Deep Space Observatory. It knocked out over 400 satellites, even time sensors. Broke for a moment. Alien scientists tried to explain it. They failed. This wasn't just energy, it was a message. But they couldn't read it. One machine did try. It decoded a strange pattern. When the letters appeared, one sentence flashed in red. "We were silent because you forced us to be." Old memories return years ago. When Earth begged to join the Council, they were refused. Alien empires shared tech with each other but denied it to humans. Earth asked for faster engines, stronger shields, and wormhole maps. All requests were rejected. "You are too young," they said. "You are too simple." Now, Earth wasn't asking. Now, Earth was showing, and the galaxy didn't like what they saw. Whispers across the stars, civilian channels began to pick up rumors. They say, "Earth has ghost ships. I heard one destroyed a fleet without firing." Impossible. Humans can't even leave their star system. But fear grows faster than truth. Some alien races began closing trade routes near Earth space. Others increased border patrols. But they all had one question burning in their minds. What is Earth hiding? Unknown material. One of the lost scout ships had released a drone before contact was lost. That drone had collected a small piece of the strange black ship's outer shell. It was now understudy in a hidden lab. The material didn't match anything. Known, it absorbed light, reflected nothing. It was stronger than neutron steel. It repaired itself when scratched. When a top scientist tried to cut it with plasma, the metal changed shape and escaped. "It's alive," the scientist whispered. "No," said the lab chief. "It's aware." Back on Earth, Captain Elias Ward stood on the balcony of a quiet base near the Himalayas. He looked up at the stars. "They finally noticed," said a voice behind him. It was General Hannah Miles, commander of Earth's Hidden Defense Fleet. "Yes," Ward said. "But they're not ready should we continue the tests." In the outer rim of the galaxy, near the cold and quiet Zarian belt, a large alien freighter named Vorland's Pride was traveling with its escort ships. It was a mining transport, carrying rare metals from asteroid fields back to the center worlds. Its crew felt safe. The route was peaceful. No pirates, no enemies. That night, the captain was sipping hot plasma tea and listening to a music wave when something massive blocked the starlight. "Captain," the pilot said slowly, "you need to see this." The stars were gone. Something massive was floating outside. The shadow over stars at first, they thought it was an asteroid, but it was too smooth. It didn't spin. It didn't move naturally. It simply hovered in the dark. Then it shifted, not fast, not threatening, just enough. To show it was not a rock, the sensors failed. The lights inside flickered. Even the temperature dropped a few degrees. "What is that?" the captain whispered. The communications officer tried to hail the object. No response. Then the ship sent out a scan, and every screen inside the freighter went black. A warning from the unknown. All three escort ships powered up their weapons. One of them launched a probe toward the unknown object. The probe stopped, mid-dash flight. It didn't explode. It didn't bounce. It didn't bounce. It just froze in space, trapped in an invisible force. The object turned slowly and revealed a strange mark on its side. Glowing blue Earth symbol. The humans. The impossible design this ship didn't look like anything ever made. It had no engines, no wings, no weapons. It looked more like a piece of space itself. Sharp, quiet, and endless. When alien engineers later examined the video, they made shocking discoveries. The ship bent light around it. It had no heat signature. It ignored gravity. Its outer hull had no doors. Even if we wanted to attack it, one Threx admiral said, we wouldn't know where to aim. The first report, one of the escort ships, Kurath Eve, sent an urgent report to the Galactic Council. Unknown ship encountered, appears human. No aggression, but presence overwhelming. Our scans failed. Request immediate backup. That was the last message. The feed ended. All three escort ships vanished from radar. The freighter Vorland's Pride remained unharmed, but the crew inside were terrified. They hid inside their engine core and waited. The shadow ship didn't fire. It didn't speak. It simply hovered for a while, then turned and disappeared into Deep Space Council. In shock, back on the Council homeworld, chaos had begun. Another human ship. This is the second time in 1 week. This is not a simple warship. It's beyond our design. What do humans want? Why are they doing this? Council leader Voss Zarn, a tall, red-skinned being with 10 eyes, stood and slammed his cane. On the floor, we mocked Earth. We denied them. And now they show us this. It's a message. Others shouted, is it a threat, or are they just watching us? No one knew the answer, and that scared them more. Alien empires react. The powerful empires began to move. The Threx Dominion sent 20 warships near Earth's borders. The Sarlan Republic raised shields on 12 trade planets. The Ven Syndicate canceled all deals with human colonies. But Earth said nothing. No messages, no warnings, just a ghost ship that appeared and vanished. That silence was louder than any war cry. Inside the Umbron board, the black ship, now known as Umbra Commander, Reyna Cole, observed the alien response. They're terrified, her officer said. Good, Reyna replied, but not terrified enough. She walked through a corridor filled with silent machines. Each one pulsed with quiet power. Their technology wasn't magic. It was earned through years of human pain, isolation, and hard work. We don't attack first, she said. We let them think. Let them wonder what else we've built. She looked out the viewing screen. We are no longer the forgotten race. Small planets speak up in the outer sectors. Smaller planets that once laughed at Earth began asking questions. Should we contact the humans? Maybe they will protect us from the Council. For the first time in galactic history, Earth was not the one begging. They were being watched, feared, respected. The message. No one sent. One alien trader picked up a strange signal on his private channel. It was short, only a few seconds, but when he played it back, he froze. It was a human voice. Clear, calm, cold. We showed you one ship. We have many. You laughed at our past. Now fear our future. The signal vanished. No one else received it, but the traitor swore it was real, and that fear spread. Fast, a new age begins back on Earth. Captain Elias Ward walked the halls of the Global Command Center. He passed scientists, soldiers, and artificial minds working side by side. A screen showed footage of the council reacting in fear. Ward smiled slightly. "Let them talk," he said. "Let them panic." A general beside him asked, "Shall we show them the second ship?" Ward looked out the window at the stars. "Not yet. The first one hasn't finished listening." A fleet of 30 alien warships floated above the gas giant Rorik 7. Their engines glowed. Their cannons were ready. These ships were from the Nexari Union, a proud empire known for its powerful navy. The mission was simple: confront the human ship spotted in this sector, capture it or destroy it. The Nexari Admiral Varn Tulik stood tall in his command deck. Surrounded by officers, he had heard the stories about the mysterious black human ship that could bend space and vanish without trace. But he didn't believe in ghost stories. First, Contact the Umbra appeared out of nowhere. No light, no sound, just a silent ripple in space. And suddenly, it was there. A black shadow, longer than any Nexari battleship. No windows, no engine lights, no visible weapons. The alien crews stared at it on their screens. "What is that?" one pilot whispered. "Is it alive?" Another asked. "No," said Admiral Tulik with a smirk. "It's human. That means it can break." He gave the order. "Surround it. Prepare to fire." A closer look, 10 Nexari warships moved into formation around the Umbra. Scanners scanned. Drones flew. Out, every reading came back empty. No power signatures. No communication signals. No crew detected. "It's a fake," Tulik said. "A floating decoy. Just Earth's weak attempt to scare us." But then, one of the drones disappeared. Not destroyed, just gone, like it never existed. Seconds later, another ship lost all power. It drifted silently in space. No alarms, no warning. Tulik frowned. "This isn't a decoy." The first vanishing ship, NX-12, was the first to vanish. It didn't explode. It didn't fire. It just blinked off radar like someone erased it from existence. Then NX-08, followed DOT, then NX-07. Each one vanished without sound or light. Not even a ripple in space. Panic spread across the Nexari fleet. "What's happening?" "There's no attack, no impact, no beams." Admiral Tulik shouted, "Where are my ships?" The Umbra did nothing. It just floated, still weaponless, still watching. Confusion turns to terror. The Nexari warships began to fire. Lasers, missiles, plasma rounds, all types of weapons launched at the black ship. None hit, not because the Umbra moved, but because the weapons changed direction mid-flight and vanished too. Some missiles turned and hit the Nexari ships that fired them. One ship self-destructed without being touched. "What kind of technology is this?" screamed a captain. Admiral Tulik was frozen. "This is not a ship." A voice came through the intercom. It was human. The first human message: "You stand before Umbra. There are no weapons here because we do not need them. You fired the first shot. You made the first threat. Now, we show you what silence means." Then the message ended. Umbra still did not move, but by now, half of the next fleet was gone, not destroyed, erased. A desperate Escapetulik ordered retreat. "Fall back. All ships fall back." The remaining Nexari vessels turned and ran, but the Umbra didn't chase it. Let them flee. Only 9 ships returned from 30. The rest had simply vanished, like they were never born. The Galactic reaction when news reached the Galactic Council. Panic exploded. The Nexari Union demanded war, but no one else supported it. They saw the recordings. They saw ships disappearing without weapons, without warning, without mercy. And they asked themselves, how do you fight something that doesn't need to fight? Alien scientists break down top minds from 6 empires studied the Umbra's actions. Their conclusions were terrifying. The ship used no heat or energy during attack. The ship didn't block attacks. It changed reality around them. The ship didn't kill. It removed things from space and time. This is not human technology. one alien said, shaking. But it is, replied another. And that's the worst part. Inside Earth's control room, Captain Elias Ward sat in front of a galaxy map. Red dots blinked where human ships were spotted. Yellow dots showed alien fleets. One blue dot one represented the Umbra. A general approached. The Nexari want blood, she said. They're calling for revenge. Ward nodded. Let them call. Let them shout. And if they attack again, Ward looked at the screen. Then we show them the second ship. The name spreads across colonies and stations. One name began to spread. Umbra. Merchant and soldier knew one thing. If you see a black shadow in the stars, don't shoot. Don't scan. Just leave, because that ship doesn't forgive. It doesn't talk twice. A message to the council days later. A simple message arrived at the council. It was not encrypted. It was not encrypted. It was not hidden. It played on every screen at once. Earth no longer seeks your approval. We remember every insult, every rejection. We were silent, but not idle. You laughed at our ships. Now you watch them erase your fleets. The message ended. The screen turned black dot, and for the first time in centuries, the entire Galactic Council sat in silence. The great chamber of the Galactic Council was never quiet. It was always full of voices, commands, debates, arguments, laughter. But today, the hall was dead silent. Every member of the Empire was shaken. 30 Nexari warships had gone to face. A single human ship. Only 9 came back. And that ship, the Umbra, never even fired a weapon. The emergency meeting council leader Voss Zarn stood at the center podium. His 10 eyes blinked, fast a sign of stress. All screens around the hall played the same clip. Alien ships vanishing near the black human vessel. No light, no explosions, just ships disappearing like smoke. This, he said, is not a war. This is a message. Some leaders nodded. Others looked angry. We must answer, shouted the Venn Syndicate representative. If we show weakness, Earth will walk over us. Walk over you, said a small gray alien from the Jaxari Pact. They didn't move. You fired. They erased. The hall broke into shouting, We can't allow this. We must talk to them. Talk to humans. After what they did, they never attacked first. Chaos returned. Hiding the truth in a small council security room, 2 officers watched the data. Do we release this to the public? One asked, the other shook his head. But isn't it better they know? No, the people still think humans are weak. Let them believe that a little longer. Paused, because when the truth comes out, there will be no more peace. Alien empires divide the galaxy began to split. The Nexari Union wanted war. They said the Umbra was an attack. The Sarlan Republic wanted peace. They said Earth had warned them. Smaller empires started closing borders not to protect from Earth, but to protect themselves from each other. Even allies began to doubt one another, and Earth said nothing. That silence made the fear grow. Spy, ships sent to Earth. The Council approved a secret plan. Send advanced stealth drones into Earth. Space. These drones were invisible to most sensors. They had worked on hundreds of planets. If Earth truly had godlike ships, these drones would find them. 5 drones were launched, only 1 returned, and the images it carried made every council leader stop breathing. What the drone saw, the images, showed at least 5 Umbra-class ships hidden behind Saturn's rings, a planet-sized structure near Neptune, cloaked and quiet. An entire fleet resting under Earth's moon, invisible to all satellite scans. One image showed something even stranger, a ship that looked unfinished, floating in space, being built by beams of energy with no visible workers or machines. Ships, whispered a council scientist. Impossible. But it was there, and it was growing. The human whisper. The drone was about to send a final scan when a soft voice spoke through its system. You came to spy, you didn't ask, you didn't knock, but we won't punish you yet. You will see what you need. But understand this, for every ship we show, there are 10 we keep hidden. The message ended. The drone turned around on its own, returned, and shut down forever. The council breaks after viewing the images. Many leaders were silent. Some sat down slowly. Others left the room. One elder alien fell to his knees. How did Earth do this? Someone whispered. We watched them for years. How did we miss it? The answer was clear now. Humans didn't grow in the light. They grew in the shadows. Back on Earth in the command chamber under Antarctica, Captain Elias Ward watched live feeds from across the galaxy. He saw alien fleets gathering. He saw council meetings. He saw fear. A general beside him spoke. The drone reached the limit we allowed. Ward nodded. Good. They've seen enough. Should we show them more? No, Ward said. We feed them slowly. Let their minds do the rest. He looked at the stars. We don't need to. Fight them. Alien public awakens. Despite the council's attempt to hide the truth, small pieces leaked out: one video, one voice clip, one image of the Umbra floating above a star. Soon, alien citizens started asking questions. Is Earth more powerful than we were told? Did the council lie to us? Why are our fleets scared of humans? Riots broke out on smaller colonies. Protests began on core worlds. Leaders were questioned. The myth of weak humanity was dying, and in its place, a new belief was forming. Earth had become something else. Message from Earth 1, week later. A single signal was sent from Earth. It was short.com. But powerful? We offered peace. You gave us silence. So we built in silence. We don't want war. But if war comes, we will end it before it begins. This is not a threat. This is a promise. No one could trace the message's source, but it appeared on every council screen. At the same time, and stayed there for one full day, the war had not begun, but in every heart across the galaxy, fear had. The council hall was no longer filled with noise. Alien leaders sat in cold silence. Their faces showed fear, not power. Eyes once full of pride now watched the giant screen in front of them, waiting, unsure. The screen was black dot. Then, without warning, it came alive, not with sound, not with symbols, but with a face, a human face, the man who spoke for Earth. The man on the screen was not dressed like a king. He wore no medals, no glowing armor, just a simple black suit. Behind him, the Earth flag moved slowly in the air. He didn't smile, he didn't blink much, he just stared at the leaders of the galaxy and said, "You feared us when we were weak. You laughed at us when we begged. You turned your backs when we asked to grow." He paused, then his voice became colder. "Now we no longer ask, who was he?" Council members turned to each other. Who is this human? No name, no rank, he speaks like he owns the stars. They were right to wonder, because the man on the screen was not a president, not a general, not even an ambassador. He was the voice chosen by Earth's AI commander, speaker of truth, created to deliver one final message to the council. And that message had only just begun. The words that shook the hall for decades: you called us primitive. You denied us access to science, to gates, to defense. You shared with each other, but not with us. So we stopped asking, and we started building. The screen showed flashes of Earth's hidden cities, underground tech hubs, moon bases, space elevators rising beyond clouds. You watched our ships. You saw our limits. What you didn't see was what we chose not to show. AI control revealed the man stepped aside. A new face appeared, a glowing, shifting light. A machine mind. We are Earth's collective. AI, we do not hate. We do not seek revenge. But we never forget. The AI's voice was deep, clear, and strangely calm. You thought we would break. Instead, we became what you now fear. And this is only the beginning. Alien empires react inside the council hall. Many leaders looked pale. The Threx commander clenched his claws. We must strike. Now, the Ven diplomat shook her head. Strike what? They erased our fleets without weapons. The Sarlan elder whispered. They are not showing all their strength. That means they are still holding back. No race holds back power, unless they are sure of victory. Everyone understood the silent truth. Humanity was ready for anything. Earth's final offer, the man returned to the screen. We are not here to destroy. We are not here to rule. We are here to protect what we've built. You will leave us alone, or you will face what comes next. He looked directly into the camera. His eyes didn't burn with hate. They burned with certainty. This is your only warning. Then the screen turned off. No signature, no location, nothing, only silence. Small empires listen across the galaxy. Smaller, Empires watched the broadcast. They had no fleets, no power, no voice in the council, but they had ears, and what they heard gave them hope. Some planets sent quiet messages to Earth. We believe you. We remember your kindness. If we ask for help, will you answer? No reply came, but the messages were not deleted. They were saved, watched, noted. The second Umbra moves deep near a dead star. Another Umbra-class ship moved for the first time. No one knew it existed, not even most humans. Its systems were powered by quantum storms. Its armor could bend not only light but time. Inside it, no humans lived. It was run by Earth's oldest AI, Sentinel Prime. Its only task remained silent. Watch for betrayal. Strike only when ordered, and it waited. Inside the council was cracking. The Nexari Union demanded full war. The Sarlan Republic wanted peace treaties. The Ven Syndicate fell silent. Rumors said half their fleet had already surrendered to fear. A council leader stood and asked, "What if Earth is bluffing?" Another answered, "Then why haven't we attacked again?" No one replied. Deep down, they all knew humanity wasn't bluffing. Back on Earth, Captain Elias Ward stood on a high tower above Earth's Arctic base. Below him, machines worked day and night. Ships were being built in the sky, slow, quiet, massive. He watched a dark figure walk toward him. It was General Hannah Miles. "They listened," she said. Ward nodded. "They had to. They're scared, as they should be." She looked up at the Umbra ship parked silently in orbit. "Do you think they'll come again?" Ward looked at the stars. "No," he said, "but if they do, they'll never return." In the heart of the galaxy, the Threx Dominion, once the strongest military power in known space, prepared for war. Their high command tower, made of black stone and floating crystal, stood high above their capital planet, glowing with energy. Inside, Admiral Rovendrak slammed his fist on a metal table. "Enough warnings. Enough silence," he growled. "Earth disrespected the Council. They erased our ships. They made us look weak." He looked at his generals. "We will strike now. We will burn their planet and end their myth." Cheers followed. None of them knew. They were cheering their own end, the fleet that never returned within hours. The Threx launched their Titan Armada 50 of their largest warships. Each ship had planet-busting cannons, defense drones, and command AI. This was more power than they had used in their last 3 wars combined. Their target, Earth, the galaxy watched in silence. No one dared speak. No one dared stop them, but everyone remembered what happened to the Nexari. And still, the Threx moved forward, believing they were stronger, smarter, different. They were wrong. Earth's quiet sky, the Titan Armada, entered Sol System, Earth's home. They expected human ships to appear. They expected warning shots, defenses, maybe even surrender. But the sky was empty. The Earth below was quiet, peaceful, still. And that scared the Threx more than any weapon. "This is too easy." On board the flagship Vengeance of Flame, Admiral Drac stood on the bridge. His screens showed no enemy movement. "Are they hiding?" one officer asked. "Cowards," Drac replied. "They think silence will save them." But then, one of the ships in the rear vanished. No sound, no alert, not just gone. The black sky opens then. They saw it. Above Saturn, the space tore open like paper. 4 Umbra-class ships appeared, no engines, no light, just floating shadows, each one larger than the Threx flagship, each one silent. "They're not attacking," an officer said nervously. "They don't need to," another replied. Then a voice came through every ship's system. It was not loud. It didn't shout. It simply said, "This was your choice." The fall begins. The Umbra ships moved. Not fast, not violently. They just shifted through space, like ghosts. Wherever they passed, Threx ships lost power. Shields dropped, weapons failed. And one by one, ships started vanishing. No debris, no escape. Pods, no noise, just nothing. Within 4 minutes, 20 ships were gone. Panic hit the fleet. "Retreat!" Admiral Drac screamed. "Full retreat!" But it was too late. No escape. The Threx ships tried to jump to hyperspace. The Umbra ships bent space around them, closed every exit, crushed every signal. The Threx were trapped. The AI inside the Vengeance of Flame began to scream error codes. The crew could not breathe. their walls folded in like paper, and then they were gone. Admiral Drack's final words were, "We should have listened." The Galaxy Watch's live feeds from nearby systems caught pieces of the battle. Millions across the galaxy saw it happen. The most powerful fleet in the galaxy disappeared in silence. Not one human ship fired a weapon. Not one command was shouted. Still, Earth had one dot, without war, without mercy, without effort. The collapse with the Titan Armada gone. The Threx Dominion collapsed. All outer colonies surrendered. Rebel groups rose up across Threx space. Some planets removed the Threx flag and replaced it with Earth's symbol. The Council held another emergency session. One leader stood and said, "What? No." One had dared say, "We are not leading the galaxy anymore. Earth is." A new voice on the Council screen. The human face returned, calm, emotionless. "We warned you. We do not wish to rule. We do not need your counsel, but we will not be mocked again." He paused, then added, "Any empire that attacks Earth will fall like the Threx. No more second chances." The message ended, and no one ever responded. On Earthen, the control tower beneath the Himalayas, General Hannah Miles watched as Earth's global AI displayed the fall of the Threx Dominion. "All that power," she said quietly, "gone like a dream." Captain Elias Ward stood beside her. "They thought humanity was still the same," he said. "Still slow, still weak, still begging." He looked out the glass window at Earth's sky. "They forgot. We learned fast. Alien worlds react. The Sarlan Republic signed a peace pact with Earth within hours. The Jaxori Pact opened trade gates to human ships. The Ven Syndicate sent a coded message. We wish to speak, not fight. Even small pirate clans stopped attacking human cargo. Space near Earth became the safest place in the galaxy. The war was over before it began, because one race remembered the pain of silence and turned it into something the galaxy would never forget. The galaxy had changed. Once Earth was ignored as the young world, the slow race, the beggars of the stars. Now, silence followed every whisper of their name. No one dared send ships to their skies. No one mocked their technology. No one laughed, because the Threx Dominion was gone, and Earth had not even used weapons. The new reality across the stars, maps were being redrawn. Borders once controlled by ancient empires were fading. Human-controlled zones were growing, but Earth had not claimed a single planet. They didn't need to. Respect now moved faster than war. Alien races debated, is Earth building an empire? Are they planning to rule us? But Earth gave no answers. They sent no fleets, no threats. Only one message was repeated again and again across every channel: we are not what we used to be. Council and silence. The Galactic Council, once the galaxy's voice of power, now felt like a broken echo. Many seats were empty. The Threx chair remained cold, and when Earth was mentioned, leaders lowered their eyes. Council leader Voss Zarn stood. "Slowly, I suggest we open talks with Earth." The room was quiet. He continued, "They do not want control, but they clearly already have it." A small voice replied, "Then maybe it's time we listen instead of lead." For the first time in history, the Council agreed. Earth's offer. One standard week later, a transmission came from Earth. It was short, clear, calm. "We do not seek revenge. We do not demand control. We offer stability. Share knowledge, share peace, and we will respond. But if you choose war again, we will end it before it begins. We are not the same anymore." The message was sent without encryption. No threats, no lies, just truth, and everyone heard it. Alien worlds respond. The Sarlan Republic sent scientists to learn from Earth. The Jaxori Pact opened their vaults and asked to share data. Even the remaining Threx colonies sent peace flags asking for forgiveness, but Earth asked for no apology. Instead, they replied with two words: "Let's begin." And the galaxy changed once more, this time by choice, inside Earth's core commanding. A hidden facility deep under Greenland's ice, Captain Elias Ward stood before a round table of military minds and AI cores. On the screen was a live map of the entire galaxy. General Hannah Miles spoke first. "Do we continue showing strength?" Ward nodded, double quotes, yes, but carefully. Always through silence and shadow. One AI core flickered. We erased a fleet without war. We showed fear without hate. That balance must stay. Ward looked at the stars above. We won without becoming monsters, he said. Let's never forget that. The Umbra fleet expands in deep space beyond the reach of all scanners. New Umbra-class ships were being created, each one larger, quieter, and more advanced than the last. Their purpose was not destruction. Their purpose was balance. If war returned to the stars, they would end it before it spread. Each ship bore a single message etched on its black hull. Peace through power. Power through silence. Stories spread across stars and space stations. In pirate dens, in quiet colony, stories began to spread. They erased fleets like shadows. They don't shoot, they disappear. One human looked at a warlord, and the warlord vanished. Most were exaggerated, but all carried a core truth. Earth was not weak. Earth was not slow. Earth was not the same anymore. The young look upon distant alien worlds. Young children asked their parents, "Who are the humans?" The answers varied. Monsters. Some said, guardians. Others whispered. But one answer echoed louder over time. They were like us once. They were ignored, but they changed. They became something more.